Okay. All right. So I've started the recording as well. Hare Krishna. So before we start with our chapter 2, we'll do a quick recap of chapter 1. Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. So anyone remembers what all we studied in chapter 1?
Introduction part, Mataji.
Right? What is the name of the chapter we finished yesterday? Anyone remembers?
Struggling. Mataji, struggling.
Very good. Repeat that. Hello. Hare Krishna.
Voice is breaking, Mataji.
Struggling.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just changing my network. 1 second. Hare Krishna, hope I'm audible now.
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
So sorry, I think some network issues happening. Sorry for that. Okay, so we were discussing about the chapter 1 which we completed, right? It's called what? Struggles Alone, right? So what did we discuss in our chapter 1? Struggling Alone. Sorry, Struggling Alone was the chapter we completed yesterday. What anyone remembers what all major points which was covered?
Prabhuji started his journey from Calcutta, 1965 to New York
Okay. Hari
in
bol.
Jaladuta.
Okay. Very nice, Mataji. Anything else? Anyone remembers?
He reached Mr. Agarwal's home,
Yes.
and his wife
Agarwal and Miss Sally and Agarwal. Right.
Sally was entertaining him. She was impressed by his cooking, and her daughter called him Christ Swamiji, like that, and they were very,
Swami
very
Jesus. Swami Jesus is what
Swamiji.
yeah. Yeah. Very nice, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Then the captain was asking Prabhuji that when you will come back, because the ocean was so calm when he traveled. In his lifetime, he never seen the ocean was like calm like this. So he was, the captain was asking Prabhuji to when you again, the Atlantica was that much of waves will be every time will be show disturbance. So this time he didn't get any disturbance. So the captain was asking
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Hari bol. Hari bol. Very nice.
Srila Prabhupada taught the ABC of Krishna consciousness, lecturing from Bhagavad Gita and leading the group of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Mataji. And in the New York Times, the magazine was published in the year 1966. Swami's flock chants in park to find ecstasy, Mataji. And the East Village others coverage of Srila Prabhupada's first kirtan in Tompkins Square Park, Mataji. And
Very,
in
very
San
nice.
Francisco, disciples were large number of in the year 1968, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Mm,
Mataji,
then in
Prabhupada from continue, Mataji.
yes, you continue, Mataji, no issues.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, Srila Prabhupada left from Mr. Agarwal and Sally's residence and to Philadelphia. And there he was with Mr. David Allen, but he was not at all cooperating because he was under the influence of drugs and all. Finally, Prabhupada had to move out. It was actually Prabhupada thought that he will be the first disciple, American Vaishnava, and he wanted to train him and get him to Vrindavan. But because of his very bad temperament, Prabhupada had to walk out. And then he took another apartment with the help of, I forgot the name, Manaji, that.
Bori. No,
Hop.
even I'm not sure. Yeah, Mataji.
Hop. Yeah, and finally they all pooled in and tried to secure a residence for Srila Prabhupada so he has a firm ground now. He can start from Matchless Gift, that shop they rented, and his residence also.
Very nice, Mataji. Haribol. You covered it all. Very nice. Yes, Mataji. Someone wanted to add, right?
Mataji, Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, for one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost to him, and he never lost me. The Krishna give the assurance to the devotee that wordings is very, the devotees of my devotees will never vanquished. That is very important message.
Haribol. Very nice, Rajeshwari Mataji. Very nice. Anything else? Anyone want to add? I think somebody was trying to.
Then he was in the room also, it's very
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
narrow, and he was taking so much class and all. He is planning Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He has to take class. He's preparing for that. He got a reel tape, using that how to record it. That and all. His bhajans and all. He used to do it in that room.
Yeah, and what happened to that tape? What happened to the tape? Anyone remembers?
The janitor himself had taken it away.
Stolen it, right? Because of which only Prabhupada moved to the next apartment, right? Not the apartment per se. He had to move to the other place, Bowery or something, right? So he had to move. And the electrician also said it is not, he will not, he said not to move there. But despite that, Prabhupada was confident and he moved. All that happened. And how was and in the new place is where David Allen and all, he met David Allen, all that happened. And he was planning to, make David Allen as the first Vaishnava and take him to Vrindavan also, right? Then what happened? Why did he move out from the place where he was staying with David Allen? What exactly happened? Anyone remembers?
Because he was under the influence of drugs, and one day he just
became violent.
He became wild.
upon.
He became totally mad, and beyond a point, Prabhupada could not stay there. So he immediately that moment he walked. He didn't know where he was going. He had no clue what to do, where to stay that night. Before sunset, he has to find a place, but he doesn't know anyone. Not sure what to do. And then what happened?
He calls
What was the magic
Carl.
that happened?
He decides to call Carl agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he says he can stay with him. And a week passes by, then they meet Mike, who puts under the classifieds, he finds this place, and they meet
Very
Mr.
nice.
Gardiner. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how that storefront they take it. And I think in the rear end, Prabhupada has to live in the loft or something. And they help Clive and Carl, they help in arranging all his things and all in the new place, Matchless Gift Store. Yeah.
Very nice. Yes, Mataji, very nice. So beautifully covered. Hari bol to you. So Hari bol to all of you. I'm so glad that all of you remember all that we covered, and
Actually, when we recollect is when we are also able to take it for long. It is like in our head, no, it will remain.
yeah, very true,
So
very true.
over the
And
whole week,
Inspiring,
goes
Mataji.
Haribol Mataji, yes, after the next day you're recalling all the points. So again, we are, it's
yeah.
recording in our memory. Thank to you, Mataji. It's
that
making
Yes,
was
a
ma'am.
nice.
very
This
good
is really helping us.
recalling
And
for
we,
her.
you know,
Haribol. Thank
That
you,
was
Mataji.
awesome. I'm glad that is helping. It's like as an association of devotees, it just comes right. The moment we start, we quickly recollect, and the entire story comes in front of our eyes. And it is like we are visualizing Prabhupada's real life story. So it is so nice. And with that continuation, if we move, I think the next chapter also we'll be able to relate much. So Dhanvat Pranams to all of you. We will start with chapter.
Haribol Mataji, one more thing I want. So,
Yes,
because you are recalling this, recalling section is happening, no? So, the next day before coming to the class, what has happened yesterday? Just we sit and recollect. Oh, this is what if Mataji asks what answer we have to give. Oh, yesterday this has happened. So it's recalling before 5 minutes itself, or every day. Today, yesterday before going to bed. Oh, this and all happened. Okay, morning also. It's recalling totally what we are thinking of Krishna like this. Prabhupada is made a wonderful thing, Mataji. Really, I am thankful for Namanishta Prabhu for arranging, Aishwarya Mataji also arranging this wonderful group for the reading section. Dandavat Pranam for the both of everybody. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, thank you so much for sharing your feedback. This really helps all of us also to improve. And yeah, the all credit, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. And with Krishna's mercy, we were able to initiate. And like you said, Namanishta Prabhu and Aishwarya Mataji, all of them really supported to try all these initiatives. She empowered us, and because of Krishna's mercy, we were able to. We're just being a tool here, but Krishna is running the show. So thank you to all of you. So we will, with the same enthusiasm, we will begin our chapter 2 today. So let's start with chapter 2. Who would like to start reading today? You can raise your hands. Hare Krishna. Yes, Lakshmi Mataji. Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Chapter 2, Planting the Seed. Bhaktivedanta Swami's new neighborhood was not as run down as the nearby Bauri, though it certainly was less than quaint. Right across from his storefront, a row of tombstones looked out from the somber, dimly lit display windows of Witzner Brothers and Pepper Memorials. North of Witzner Brothers and was Sam's Luncheonette. Next to Sam stood an ancient four-story building marked Air. Then Ben J. Howard's monuments, more gravestones, and finally Schwartz's funeral home. On the next block at number 43, a worn canvas awning jutted out onto the sidewalk. Proven, Pro- Provenzano Lanza Funeral Home. Then there was Cosmos Parcels Importers, and a few blocks further uptown, the prominent black and white signboard of the Village East Theatre. Upper block, but on the same side of the avenue as the storefront, was the Church of the Nativity, an old three-story building with new blue paint and a gold-colored cross on top. The six-story 26 Second Avenue, its face covered by a greenish fire escape, crouched against the massive nine-story Knickerbocker fireproof warehouse. Second Avenue was a main where Motherji, could you just scroll down a bit more? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ramya Mataji.
Motherji, can you scroll down a bit? I can't see the first line. I think
Krishna Mataji, I
yeah,
scrolled, but am I
yeah,
audible, Mataji? Yeah, there's some.
yeah, there's a lag, Mataji. Second Avenue was a main traffic artery for East Manhattan, and the stop light at the intersection of Houston and Second pumped a stream of delivery trucks, taxis, and private autos past Bhaktivedanta Swami's door. From early morning until night, there would be cars zooming by, followed by the sound of brakes, the competitive tension of waiting bumper to bumper, the impetus honking, then gears grinding, engines rumbling and hooing, and again the zooming by. The traffic was distractingly heavy. At 26 Second Avenue, there were actually two storefronts. The one to the north was a coin laundry, and the one to the south had been a gift shop but was now vacant. Both had narrow entrances, large display windows, and dull paint. Beneath the matchless gift sign was a window 6 feet square that a few weeks before had displayed matchboxes decorated with photos of movie stars of the 30s and 40s. The sign Matchless Gifts was the only remaining memento of the nostalgic gift shop that had recently moved out. Below the shop's window, a pair of iron doors in the sidewalk hid stone steps to the cellar and boiler room. The white sidewalk had been laid down into sections of various shapes and sizes at different times in a years past. Certain sections had cracked or caved in, and a fine dust with tiny sparkling shards of glass had collected in the cracks and depressions. A dull black fire hydrant stood on the curb. Midway between the entrances to the two storefronts was the main entrance to number 26. This door opened into a foyer lined with mailboxes and intercoms, and then a locked door opened into a hallway leading to the stairs or back to the courtyard. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Danvat pranams, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. All right, Preeta Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances and reverence to Srila.
Danvat pranams, Mataji. Yeah. You can read, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
To the left of the gift shop's window was its front door, a dark frame holding a full-length pane of glass. The door opened into the long, narrow storefront, which was now completely bare. Just inside to the right of the door, a platform extending beneath the display window was just the proper height for a seat. At the far end of the bare, dingy room, two grimy stained windows covered with bars opened into the courtyard. To the left of the left-hand window was a small sink fixed to the outside of a very small toilet closet, whose door faced the front of the store. A door on the store's left wall connected to a hallway that led into the courtyard. The courtyard was paved with concrete geometric sections and encircled with shrub gardens and tall trees. There was a picnic table to a cement bird bath and a birdhouse on a pole. And near the center of the courtyard were two shrub gardens. The courtyard was bordered north and south by high walls, and front and back by the two tenements. The patch of sky above gave relief. Overlooking the courtyard from the overlook, Overlooking the courtyard from the rear building of 26 Second Avenue was Bhakti Vedanta Swami, his second floor apartment, where he would live, work, and worship. With help from his Bavri friends, he had cleaned and settled into his new home. In the back room, his office, he had pasted against one wall a thin cushion with an elephant print cover, and in front of the cushion, his unpainted metal suitcase, which served as a desk. He had set his typewriter on the desk and his papers and books on either side. This became his work area. His manuscripts bundled in saffron cloth, his stock of Srimad Bhagavatams, and his few personal effects he kept in the closet opposite his desk. On the wall above his sitting place, he hung an Indian calendar print of Lord Krishna. Krishna, as a youth, was playing on his flute with a cow close behind him. Lord Krishna was standing on the planet Earth, which curved like the top of a small hill beneath his feet. There were two windows.
Hare Krishna.
Continue, Mataji.
Yeah, I don't see Mataji. Okay. There were two windows on the east wall, and the dappled morning sunlight filtering in through the fire escape fell across the floor. The next room was bare except for a fancy
Thank
coffee
you.
table. Mhm.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank
Hare-
you so much. Good pronounce. Okay, Sharmila Mataji, would you like to go next?
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The next room was bare except for a fancy coffee table which became Bhaktivedanta Swami's altar. Here he placed a framed picture of Lord Chaitanya and his associates. On the wall he hung an Indian calendar print of four-armed Lord Vishnu and Ananta Shesha, the celestial snake. And as in the Bowery loft, he put up a clothesline. Both rooms were freshly painted and the floors were clean hardwood parquet. The bathroom was clean and serviceable, as was the narrow furnished kitchen. Bhaktivedanta Swami would sometimes stand by the kitchen window, gazing beyond the courtyard wall. He had moved here without any prospects of paying the next month's rent. A few years before Bhaktivedanta Swami's arrival, a new kind of slum dweller had appeared on the Lower East Side. Although there have been many sociological and cultural analyses of this phenomenon, it remains ultimately inexplicable why they suddenly came, like a vast flock of birds swooping down or like animals in a great instinctual migration, and why after a few years they vanished. At first, the newcomers were mostly young artists, musicians, and intellectuals, similar to the hip crowd of Prabhupada's Bowery days. Then came the young middle class dropouts because living space was more available and rents were lower than in nearby Greenwich Village. They concentrated here on the Lower East Side, which in the parlance of the renting agents became known as the East Village. Many even came without finding a place to live and camped in the hallways of the tenements. Drawn by cheap rent and the promise of bohemian freedom, these young middle class dropouts the avant-garde of nationwide youth movement, soon to be known in the media as hippies, wandered to the Lower East Side slums in living protest against America's good life of materialism. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sharmila Mataji. Hare Krishna. Shweta Mataji, would you like to read next?
Hare Krishna Mataji. As if responding to an insensual call, younger teenage runaways joined the older hippies, and following the runaways came the police, counselors, social and welfare workers, youth hostels, and drug counseling centers. On St. Mark's Place, a new hip commercialism sprang up with head shops, poster shops, record shops, art galleries, and bookstores that carried everything from cigarette papers to hip clothes and psychedelic lightning. The hippies journeyed to the Lower East Side in full conviction that this was the place to be, just as their immigrant predecessor, predecessors had done. For the European immigrants of another age, New York Harbor had been the gateway to a land of risks and opportunity, as they at long last set their eyes on Manhattan skyline and the Statue of Liberty. Now in 1966, American youth turned to New York City with hopes of their own and feasted on the vision of their newfound mystical land. The Lower East Side slums. It was an uneasy coexistence with hippies on one side and Puerto Ricans, Polish, and Ukrainians on the other. The established ethnic groups resented the newcomers who did not really have to live in the slums, whereas they themselves did. In fact, many of the young newcomers were descended from immigrant families that had struggled for generations to establish themselves as middle class Americans. Nevertheless, the youth migration to the Lower East Side was just as real as the immigration of Puerto Ricans or Poles or Ukrainians had been, although the motives of course were different. The hippies had turned from the suburban materialism of their parents, the inane happiness of TV and advertising, the ephemeral goals of middle class America. They were disillusioned parents, teachers, clergy, public leaders, and the dissatisfied with American policy in Vietnam, and alert by radical political ideologies that painting America as cruel, selfish, exploitative giant who must now reform or die. And they were searching for real love, real peace, real existence, and real spiritual consciousness. By the summer of Bhaktivedanta Swami's arrival at 22nd Avenue, Hare Krishna Mataji. Any Mataji wants to recite?
Danvat pranams Mataji, Shweta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Who would like to read next? You can raise your hands or unmute.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, go ahead.
The hippies had turned from the suburban materialism of their parents.
From this one, Prabhuji, by the summer of Bhaktivedanta
By the
Swami.
summer of Bhaktivedanta Swami's arrival at 26th Avenue, the first front in the great youth rebellion of the 60s had already entered the lower east side. Here they were free to live. Mataji, please scroll down. in symbol poverty and express themselves through art, music, drugs, and sex. Their talk was the spiritual searching, LSD, and Marjuna were the keys, opening realms of awareness. Notions about Eastern cultures and Eastern religions were in vogue. Through drugs, yoga, brotherhood, or just by being free, somehow they would attain enlightenment. Enlightenment. Everyone was supposed to keep an open mind and develop his own cosmic philosophy by direct experience and drug expanded consciousness. Blended with his own e- eclectic readings, and if their lives appeared aimless, least they had dropped out of a pointless game where the player sells his soul for material goods and in this way supports a system that is already rotten. So it was that in 1966, thousands of young people were walking the streets of the Lower East Side, not simply intoxicated or crazy, though often they were, but in search of life's ultimate answers, in incomplete disregard of the establishment and the day-to-day life pursued by millions of state Americans. That the prosperous land of America would breed so many discontented youths surprised Bhaktivedanta Swami. Of course, it also further proves that material well-being, the hallmark of American life, wouldn't make people happy. Bhaktivedanta Swami didn't see the unhappiness around him in terms of the immediate soul, so immediate social, political, economic, and cultural causes. Neither slum conditions nor youth rebellions were the all important realities. These were more mere symptoms of universal unhappiness to which the only cure was Krishna consciousness. He sympathized with the miseries of everyone, but he saw the universal solution. Bhaktivedanta Swami had not made a study of the youth movement in America before moving to the Lower East Side. He had never even made specific plans to come here. I met so many young people, but in the 10 months since Calcutta, he had been moved by force of circumstances, or as he understood it, by Krishna's will, from one place to another. On the order of his spiritual master, he had come to America, and by Krishna's will, he had come to the Lower East Side. His mission here was the same as Mataji's prologue, as it had been on the Bowery or Uptown or even in India. He was fixed in the order of his spiritual master and the Vedic view, a view that was not going to be influenced by the radical changes of the 1960s. Now, if it so happened that these young people, because of some changes in the American culture climate, were to prove more receptive to him, then that would be welcome, and that would also be Krishna's will. Actually, because
Hare
of the Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Tanvat pranams. We'll do one more page and then we will close for today. Anyone would like to read? You can raise your hands. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Shall I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Go ahead, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Actually, because of the ominous influence of the Kali millennium, this was historically the worst of the times of spiritual civilization, hippies, revolution or not. and Bhaktivedanta Swami was trying to transplant Vedic culture into a more aligned ground than had any previous spiritual master. So he expected to find his work extremely difficult. Yet in this generally bad age, just prior to Bhaktivedanta Swami's arrival on the Lower East Side, the tremendous of dissatisfactions and relevant against the Kali Yuga culture itself began vibrating through American society, sending waves of young people to wander and street of New York's lost Lower East Side in search of something beyond the ordinary life, looking for alternatives, seeking spiritual fulfillment. These young peoples, broken from their stereotypical materialistic background and drawn together now on New York's Lower East Side, where the ones who were by chance or destiny to become a congregation for Bhaktivedanta Swami's stone front offering of Kirtana spiritual guidance. Bhaktivedanta Swami's arrival went unnoticed. The neighbor's side, someone new had taken the gift shop next to the laundry. There was a stage picture in the window now, but on one knew what to make of it. They did not know what Bhagavad Gita was, and the few who did not thought maybe a yoga bookstore or something. The brutto riches in the neighborhood would look in the window at Harvey's Cor- Cohen's painting of Lord Chaitanya and his associates singing and dancing and then blankly walking away. The managers of the mobile gas station next door could not care less who had moved in. It just did not make any difference. The tombstone sellers and the undertakers across the street did not care, and for the drivers of the countless cars and trucks that passed away, Swamiji's place did not even exist. But they were young people around who had been integrated with the painting, who went up to the window to read the little piece of paper. Some of them even knew about Bhagavad Gita, although the painting Lord Chaitanya and the dancer did not cease to fit. A few thoughts maybe they could attend Swami Bhaktivedanta's class and check out the scene. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Haribol, Danvat Pranams. Very nice. So we have started our chapter 2. We've covered almost 6 pages, I guess. So we will continue the rest of it tomorrow. This seems like a very interesting chapter, right?
Yes,
far,
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
So far, we've been seeing the struggles. Right from the childhood, we saw read the history of Prabhupada, and then his destiny to come to the Western, what all struggles he faced after he came. Now, in this chapter, we are seeing how things were shaping up slowly by Krishna's mercy, right? Slowly, things were. Prabhupada was able to see some changes happening. So he thought that is also Krishna's will. So we have to wait and see what exactly happened, how the movement started. So I'm really excited to read it with all of you tomorrow. Tomorrow we have our weekly satsang class at 8:30. 8:30 to 9:30, I think we'll have our weekly satsang every Saturday. So, what do you all suggest? Do we continue on Sunday, or do you think we can have the class little late? Say, late means it will. I think the satsang will get over only around 9:45 or so. So it will become at least 10 o'clock for us to start. So I wanted to take all your inputs.
Mataji, Sunday it will be okay because this if it get late also it will
Yeah,
be
Mataji, next
uncomfortable. Again.
morning also will be difficult.
It's my point of view.
Sunday we have
is
a reading session, Mataji.
Mataji, some participants do have Bhakti Vaibhav course at Sunday. So some
Okay, what time is that, Prabhuji? Mataji, what time is the course on Sunday?
evening, Mataji. Some are having evening, so I think they can't join.
Okay,
but
is
it's
it like
9 o'clock.
Sorry, Prabhuji, you were saying something? Hare Krishna. Is it like clashing with our 9 p.m.?
No,
On Sunday?
Mataji, but don't know the timing.
Prabhuji, can you just educate us on that, Prabhuji?
Mataji, how about raising hands and showing the count, like how many can make on Sunday?
Yeah. Yeah, so Sunday 9 p.m., how many of you can come? You can just raise your hands. Okay. Lakshmi Mataji, Sharmila Mataji, Rajeshwari Mataji is confirmed. Someone is joined from iPhone. I see iPhone. I don't know who is that.
Sorry, Mataji, I am Pondraj, Mataji.
Hi, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Okay, Pundraj Prabhuji has also confirmed. Sharmila Mataji, Shweta Mataji is also confirmed. How about Muthumanikam Prabhuji, Sunday? 9
I have
p.m.
no issues, Mataji. I am an old man.
Hare
I have no
Krishna.
issues. I have no issues.
Dhanvat pronouns Prabhuji. Ekambar Rao Prabhuji, Krishna Kumar Prabhuji. How about you all?
It's fine for me. It's fine for me.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. Krishna Das Prabhuji, Preeta Mataji, is it fine for you as well?
We have
Mataji will go to temple, Mataji may not be available.
Sunday Prabhuji? Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. But I think majority is available. So we'll continue on Sunday, 9 o'clock.
Mataji
And
can
then-
record also, so everybody who misses can hear.
Yes. Definitely. So we'll record the class and we'll share the recording also on Sunday, and then we will continue as usual for Monday. So only on Saturdays we will skip our class because of the weekly satsang. But the rest of the days, all the other 6 days, our book reading will continue from 9 to 9:45 p.m. All right, very nice. Dhanvat pranams to all of you. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. See you all on Sunday then. I request you all to join the satsang also tomorrow. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णव की जय. जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्णा.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji and Prabhuji.
Mataji, Dhanvat